Never Ending Narratives presents The Sorcerer's Sword, written by hero protagonist.
#Kenji. Day 2. The things we carry into the dark. Morning light through a window that isn't in room 4. The ember notices before I do. It pulses once. Warm, steady, the quiet acknowledgement of a body that rested well in a place that felt safe. Pip's room is small and smells like lavender and bread flour, and something else that belongs entirely to her. The blankets are still warm where she was. The pillow holds the shape of her. She's already gone. Downstairs, working, being the girl who runs the inn while her father pretends he still does. I pull on my clothes, the leather armor, the long sword on my hip, still strange in its weight, still not mine in the way things become yours after years. 2 days. Everything I own in this world, I've had for 2 days. I come downstairs. The common room smells like fresh bread and wood smoke. Sarah is already at her corner table, map spread flat, eating in silence with the mechanical efficiency of someone who views food as ammunition. She looks up when I hit the bottom stair and her eyes do a single precise sweep. My face, my clothes, the door I came out of. And she returns to her breakfast without comment, the faintest twitch at the corner of her mouth. Pip is behind the bar. She sets a plate in front of me before I sit down. Eggs, bread, thick bacon, a cup of something hot that smells like the best decision anyone has ever made. More food than the 2 farmhands at the next table got combined.
On the house,
she says. The same words as last night's ale, delivered with the same easy tone, except this time there's a warmth behind it that wasn't there before. Small, private. The kind that exists between 2 people who've shared something they haven't told anyone else about. She goes back to the kitchen, glances over her shoulder once. I eat well. Best meal I've had in this world, though I admit my sample size is limited. Across the room, Sarah folds her map, stands.
Marin Ashby first, then Edwin. We leave tomorrow at dawn.
She looks at me with eyes that miss absolutely nothing.
Try to stay focused today, Kenji.
She walks out into the gray morning light. From the kitchen, the unmistakable sound of Pip laughing. I catch up to Sarah at the well. She's filling a water skin and doesn't turn until it's capped and stowed.
Already?
Eyes flat.
I said Marin first.
I lay it out. Gather the team first. Approach the elder together. Show up with a fighter and a healer flanking me. And it says something different than showing up alone. It says this is being handled. She's quiet for half a second, tactical math running behind her eyes. Then,
fine. Edwin first, Marin second. Together.
She says it like she's filing a revised itinerary, not conceding a point, caps her water skin, hooks it to her belt, starts walking. I'm not done. The longsword on my hip, I killed a hex crawler with a hand axe and a pit. Whatever instinct lives in my body isn't training, and I know the difference. There are at least 12 more of those things between here and the delve. I need an hour with someone who knows steel, I tell her. Longsword fundamentals. You're the only person in this village who qualifies. She stops walking, turns, looks at me, then at the sword, then back at me.
No.
She says it clean. no malice. The way you decline something that isn't unreasonable but isn't happening.
You killed a hex crawler alone with a hand axe in a hole. Your instincts aren't the problem.
She looks toward the chapel.
Time is. We've got a priest to convince, an elder who already thinks you're rude, and 12 of those things between us and the delve. I'm not spending an hour playing instructor when there's work to do.
She holds my gaze for one beat longer than necessary.
Survive the next fight, then we'll talk about training.
She starts walking south. The conversation is over. I file it where I file things that aren't finished yet and follow. The chapel sits at the village's southern edge, small, stone-built, a carved symbol above the door, a cupped hand holding a single flame. The kind of building that looks like it's been here longer than the village and simply allowed the rest of Duskfen to grow around it. The door is open. Inside, the light is amber and quiet. Wooden pews for maybe 20. Dried herbs hanging from the rafters. Rosemary, sage, something sharper I can't name. At the far end, a man kneels before a simple altar arranging small clay jars with the unhurried attention of someone who believes the order of things matters. He turns before I speak. Mid-40s, thin-faced, kind eyes sitting above dark circles that say he hasn't been sleeping well. His hands are clean but stained yellow at the fingertips, years of poultices and tinctures. He says, rising slowly. His voice is soft, measured, the voice of a man who has spent years choosing his words with the care of someone dispensing medicine.
You must be the one who came out of the forest yesterday. Aldrich's been animated this morning.
Behind me, Sarah leans against the doorframe with her arms crossed. She gives Edwin a short nod. He returns it. They've met before, apparently. His eyes settle on me. Patient. Waiting. Hi, Edwin, I say. It's a long story. Sarah here's actually been scouting the situation for 4 days. We'd like to ask you to join us in getting rid of the threat to the village. But before that, let's compare notes. See if you know something we don't. Something in his expression shifts. Not suspicion, but the careful relief of a man who has been carrying something alone and isn't sure yet if the people offering to help can bear the weight.
Compare notes.
He repeats quietly.
Yes, I think that would be wise.
He moves to a side table and opens a heavy leather-bound ledger, pages filled with small, careful handwriting.
7 men in the last 5 weeks. Farm hands, woodcutters, all work in the northern fields or the forest edge.
He runs a finger down the page.
Same symptoms. Fatigue beyond what labor explains, night terrors, a feeling they describe as thinning, as though something essential were being slowly drawn out of them.
He turns a page, more names, more notes.
The symptoms do not respond to treatment. I've tried herbal remedies, rest, prayer.
A pause that carries the weight of professional failure.
They come back, every time. Whatever is happening to these men is not illness.
He closes the ledger gently and looks at me.
It is exposure.
From the doorframe, Sarah shifts her weight. A slight creak of leather. She's listening harder than she was 30 seconds ago. Edwin sets his hand flat on the ledger.
I don't know what these creatures are, but I know what they leave behind in people. And it's getting worse.
His eyes settle on me again. Patient. Waiting. A man who's been carrying this alone, wondering if someone would finally ask the right questions.
I have a condition,
He says.
If we find the source of this, whatever it is, I need to understand it, not just destroy it. If we kill the source without learning how it works, I may never be able to treat the men it's already touched.
He meets my eyes with a quiet firmness that says this isn't negotiable. Deal, I say. Something in his shoulders eases. We cross the village square 3 abreast, a fighter, a healer, and whatever I am. The few villagers out at this hour stop what they're doing to watch. A woman with a feed bucket pauses mid-scatter. The two farmhands from the inn stand in a doorway, mugs in hand, tracking our movement with the wary attention of people who know something is being decided on their behalf. Marin Ashby's house, timber framed, solid, chimney smoke curling steady. The same door the boy disappeared into yesterday. The same door the broad-shouldered woman came out of, looked me up and down, and told me most folks say good morning first. Sarah glances at me sideways, says nothing. The glance says enough. Edwin knocks twice. The door opens. Marin fills the frame the way a woman fills the frame of a house she built with her own decisions. Mid-50s. Weathered face. Sharp eyes. The coarse linen apron is gone, replaced by a heavy wool shawl, and the expression of someone who already knows why we're here and is deciding how much of her mourning we deserve. Her eyes move across the three of us. Sarah gets a short nod. Edwin gets something warmer. Then her gaze lands on me and stays there.
Ah,
She says,
the one who walked past me without a word yesterday and went straight for the forge.
She leans against the doorframe, arms folded.
You've brought company this time. That's something.
I bow. It catches her off guard. I can see it, a micro shift in her posture, the arms uncrossing half an inch before they resettle. I apologize for ignoring you, Marin. If you have a moment, I'd like to share the details about the threat we've gathered so far, and listen to any insight or wisdom you can give us on dealing with it as quickly as possible. She studies me for a long moment, the kind of look that goes through skin and checks what's underneath. She says. The sound carries more information than most people fit into a full sentence. She steps back and holds the door open.
Inside all of you. I'm not having this conversation where the Hargrove boy can eavesdrop from behind the woodpile.
Somewhere behind us, the faint sound of a child retreating at speed. The inside of Marin's house is warm, clean, and organized the way a military supply room is organized. Everything in its place because the woman who put it there does not tolerate alternatives. A stone hearth, a heavy oak table with 4 chairs, dried herbs and smoked meat hanging from ceiling beams, maps and almanacs stacked neatly on a shelf beside the window. She sets a kettle over the fire without asking if anyone wants tea. There will be tea. We lay it out. The hex crawler at the mill, 6 legs, 6 eyes, the iridescent fluid, Sarah's 4 days of scouting, the patrol patterns, the map, the delve 2 days northeast, Edwin's ledger, 7 men, 5 weeks, symptoms that don't respond to treatment. Marin listens the way a stone wall listens to rain, absorbing everything, giving nothing back until it's ready. When we finish, the kettle screams. She rises, pours 4 cups without ceremony, and sits back down.
6 weeks?
She says.
That's when it started. You're right about that.
She wraps both hands around her cup.
But it didn't start at the mill. It started at the old Brennick farm, northeast, closer to the forest edge than any homestead should be. Harlan Brennick was a stubborn man.
A pause.
Was.
Her eyes are steady.
Harlan went into his root cellar 6 weeks ago because he heard sounds underneath it. Underneath. A cellar he dug himself into solid clay 20 years prior. She takes a slow sip. His wife came to me the next morning, said he'd come back up different, quiet, staring at nothing, wouldn't eat, kept saying the ground was breathing.
The fire pops. Nobody moves.
3 days later, he walked into the northern forest before dawn and didn't come back. Search party found his boots at the tree line. Nothing else.
She sets the cup down.
That's when the animals started changing. Then the pond. Then Edwin's farmhands.
She looks at the priest.
You thought it was 5 weeks. It's 6. Harlan was the first and nobody connected it because Harlan was always odd.
Sarah has gone very still at the end of the table. Her hand rests flat on the wood, the one that isn't near her sword. Marin looks back at me.
There's one more thing. The Brennick farm. It sits on the old trade road that runs northeast. Same road that leads to the Delve.
She lets that settle.
Whatever woke up out there, it didn't just send creatures south. It reached into Harlan Brennick's root cellar and called him.
The table is quiet. Steam curls from 4 cups. The weight of what she's just said sits on the oak surface between us like something with physical mass. I think about what I came here to do. I thought I'd be running up and stabbing the problem. A cellar, a stone door, something that calls people by name. This isn't a monster hunt. This is something else entirely. That's a long time, I say. No telling what the end game is for whatever's brewing down in that cellar. I think we need to attempt to head to the source and cut it off. May not be enough time left to chase after the monsters currently roaming. I look around the table. I'd like to hear the rest of the party's suggestions. Marin nods slowly, opens her hand. Speak. Sarah goes first.
Straight to the Delve is 2 days northeast on foot, the old trade road.
She taps the table twice.
Problem is, my scouting puts at least 3 hexcrawler patrol zones between here and there. We don't chase them. Fine. But they're not going to step aside because we're in a hurry. We walk into a patrol zone at night without seeing them first. It won't be one in a pit. It'll be 3 or 4 in the dark.
She looks at me.
I'm not saying don't go to the source. I'm saying the road there has teeth.
Edwin has been quiet. His hands are wrapped around his tea like it's the only warm thing left in the world.
The Brennick farm. It's on the way. Half a day's walk, maybe less. If the cellar is where this started, that may be where we learn what we're walking into. Going straight to the Delve without understanding what called Harlan,
He shakes his head.
we'd be walking in blind.
Marin sets her cup down with a decisive clack and unfurls a hand-drawn map, older and more detailed than Sarah's. The trade road, the Brennick farm, landmarks, water sources, and a faded notation at the eastern edge that reads, The Delve, condemned.
Harlan's wife, Bessa, is staying with her sister at the south end of the village.
Marin says.
She hasn't spoken about what happened to anyone but me. If you want to know exactly what Harlan said when he came back up from that cellar, she's the one to ask.
She looks at me with weight behind it.
But you'll need to be gentle. That woman is barely holding together.
I divide the labor. Sarah, rations, camp gear, a light crossbow if Aldrich has one. Edwin, medical supplies for the road, anything he's got for poisons and healing. I ask about heavy armor and a shield for Sarah. She tells me with absolute clarity that she's a scout, not a wall, and if I want a tank, I need a different person. Fair enough. The crossbow question lands next. If Sarah's scouting and I'm in melee, someone needs a ranged option. Sarah looks at Edwin. Edwin looks at his own hands like they've betrayed him.
I can point one in the correct direction.
He offers carefully.
We'll work on that.
Sarah says flatly. Marin snorts into her tea. I ask if anyone on the team can pick locks. Cellars mean doors, and I don't want to get to our objective and spend the day looking for a key. Nobody can. Marin leans back, her eyes narrow, sorting through decades of mental filing.
There's a boy, Pip's age, roughly. Name's Rin. Came through the village about 2 weeks ago, heading east on the trade road. Fixes things, hinges, latches, mechanisms.
She gives me a weighted look.
He has clever hands. Whether he'd go with you into danger is another matter entirely. He's jumpy, thin, not a fighter.
She takes a slow sip.
He's at the inn.
The blue door is easy to find. Small house, well kept, a window box with herbs someone is still tending out of habit. A cat watches me from a fence post with the boneless suspicion of its kind. Sarah stayed behind at Marin's to plan the supply run. Edwin offered to come.
She knows me. I've been checking on her.
He stands a step behind me, satchel over his shoulder, hands folded. He knocks, soft. The knock of someone who has done this before and learned how hard is too hard. The door opens a crack. A woman's face, not Bessa. Older, tight-lipped, eyes that go to Edwin first and relax 1 degree, then to me and harden.
Father Edwin.
Her voice is clipped, protective.
She's having a difficult morning.
I understand, Aneth.
Edwin says gently.
This is Kenji. He's looking into what's been happening in the northern forest. We thought Bessa might.
I know what you thought.
Aneth's jaw sets. She looks at me the way a door looks at a boot.
My sister has answered enough questions. Every time someone asks her to go back to that night, she doesn't sleep for 3 days.
The door hasn't opened further. Behind Aneth, somewhere deeper in the house, the faint sound of a chair creaking. Someone is sitting very still and listening. I'm going to the cellar, I tell her. I just thought she should know. And if she has any requests, I'm willing to listen before I head out. Something shifts. Aneth's grip on the door loosens, just slightly. I told her I'm going regardless. The offer to listen put the power in Bessa's hands instead of taking it. A voice from inside, thin, quiet.
Let him in, Aneth.
The room is small and warm, a low fire, 2 chairs near the hearth. The smell of chamomile and something sharper, a sleeping draft maybe untouched on the side table. Bessa Brennick sits in the chair nearest the fire. She's younger than I expected, late 30s maybe, but her face carries the particular exhaustion of someone who hasn't truly rested in 6 weeks. Thin hands in her lap, dark hair pulled back, eyes that land on me and stay there with a steadiness that surprises me. She doesn't look broken. She looks like someone holding every piece of herself in place through sheer will.
You're going to the cellar.
She says, not a question, a pause. Her fingers tighten in her lap.
Then you should know what my husband said when he came back up.
The fire pops. The room holds its breath.
He was down there for 2 hours. I called to him many times. No answer. When he finally came up the stairs, his hands were bleeding, fingernails torn, and his eyes were...
She stops, swallows, continues.
wrong. Like he was looking at something behind everything. Behind the walls. Behind me.
Her voice is steady, barely.
He said the ground was breathing. He said there was a door that shouldn't be there. Stone. Old. Older than the cellar. Older than the farm. Older than Duskfen.
Her hands are white-knuckled now.
He said he opened it. And something on the other side knew his name.
The fire is the only sound for a long moment.
3 days. He sat in that chair and stared at nothing for 3 days. Wouldn't eat. Wouldn't sleep. Just kept whispering that it was waiting. That it was patient.
She looks at the fire.
Then he got up before dawn and walked into the forest. I watched him go.
Her voice finally cracks, just at the edge.
He walked in like he'd been called home.
Silence. She looks back at me. Her eyes are wet, but her jaw is set.
I have one request. If you find him down there, or what's left of him, don't leave him. Bring him back to me. Whatever state he's in. I need to bury my husband.
I cross the room and open my arms. Bessa looks up at me, this stranger with purple dreadlocks and borrowed armor who just promised to walk into the thing that took her husband. And for a moment, she doesn't move. Then something in her releases. She stands and takes the hug like someone who hasn't been held in 6 weeks because everyone around her has been too careful, too gentle, too afraid of making it worse. Her hands grip the back of my leather armor, and she shakes once, hard, and then goes still. I will find him, I say. She nods against my shoulder, says nothing. Behind me, Edwin looks at the floor. Aneth's arms have uncrossed. Bessa steps back, wipes her eyes, sits down with the composure of someone who just spent the last of something precious and is already rebuilding.
Go.
She says quietly.
Before I ask you questions you can't answer yet.
The blue door closes behind us. The street is quiet. The cat hasn't moved. Edwin walks beside me in silence. Then,
That was good. What you did in there. Most people try to say the right thing. You just showed up.
he adjusts his satchel strap. Then the healer's mind engages. I can see it happen, the distracted urgency giving way to something sharper. I stop him before he reaches the chapel. Wait, we learned something important back there. Something around that cellar is able to cause physical damage, like an illness. Bessa's description of Harlan: torn fingernails, bleeding hands, 2 hours underground. Have you heard of those symptoms? What can we do to ward the effects on ourselves? Edwin stops, sets his satchel on the low stone wall beside the chapel path and opens it. Pulls out his ledger.
Physical damage.
He murmurs.
Torn fingernails, bleeding hands. But she didn't say he was digging. He was down there for 2 hours.
He flips pages.
My patients, fatigue, night terrors, thinning. But none of them went underground. None of them opened a door.
His eyes narrow, something connecting.
2 different degrees of the same thing.
He says slowly.
My farmhands, they were exposed. At a distance, low doses over weeks, like standing near a fire and getting warm. But Harlan.
He closes the ledger.
Harlan opened the door and put his hand in the fire.
He looks at me.
This isn't a disease, Kenji. Diseases spread between people. None of the wives or children are affected. Only the men who work those northern fields. Only the ones who were close to the source. What I'm describing is something more like
He searches for the word, finds it, doesn't like it.
a presence, something that radiates. And the closer you get, the stronger it pulls.
His hand moves to the flame symbol around his neck. Unconscious, then conscious.
There are old texts, very old, about places where the boundary between our world and other things wears thin.
His voice drops.
The symptoms, the thinning, the compulsion, the sense of being called, those are described in the scripture of the wandering flame as signs of divine bleed. When something with a will far larger than mortal pushes against the skin of the world from the other side.
He meets my eyes.
Not a demon, not a ghost. Something that simply is in the way a storm is. Patient, vast, and very, very aware.
I feel the ember pulse at the base of my skull, faintly, as though it heard something it recognized.
As for protection,
Edwin says, the healer taking over from the theologian.
I can do 3 things. Willow bark and silverleaf tea dulls the mind's receptivity, like putting cloth over your ears in a windstorm. He has enough for 6 doses. Consecrated binding wraps, cloth soaked in blessed water, wound around the wrists, old practice. Won't hold against a direct assault, but for ambient exposure, they should buy time. And the most important one, awareness. The compulsion works best on people who don't realize it's happening.
I tell him what I've been thinking, that I was expecting to run up and stab the problem, but you can't stab a plague, or a curse. 2 hours is what it took to break Harlan, so we risk 1 hour maximum. Go in, identify what's down there, get out with our wits. Multiple solutions plotted before we set foot on those stairs. And if we can't destroy it, trapping it, quarantining the area, bottling it behind a threshold, that's just as good as a kill if it buys us time. Edwin reaches into his satchel and pulls out something wrapped in undyed linen, a small iron disc etched with the cupped flame of his order. He holds it carefully.
A seal of the wandering flame. I have two.
He turns it in his fingers.
They're not weapons, they're boundaries. Place one on either side of an opening. Speak the right, and for a time, nothing that radiates spiritual corruption can pass through.
He wraps it back up.
If there's a stone door down there and something behind it that radiates, two seals on the door frame and the right could bottle it. Temporarily. Long enough to get people clear and plan a permanent solution.
A pause.
It won't work if the presence is already through the door and spread into the cellar. The seals contain what's behind a threshold. They can't push something back that's already crossed.
I ask if he has anything else. Religious relics, holy weapons, anything from his order that might give us an edge against something divine. He frowns, rubs his temple. Something he's reaching for that isn't there.
Beyond the seals,
He shakes his head.
My order is small, Kenji. Village healers and road priests. We're not exorcists. What I have is what I've shown you. The tea, the wraps, the seals, and prayers that were written for comforting the dying, not fighting what kills them.
He's honest about the gap, no pretense.
If we need more than that, something to destroy or permanently seal whatever's down there, we'd need knowledge I don't have. The Academy in Varenholm might. The archives there go back centuries.
A careful pause.
But that's a long way from here, and we don't have that kind of time.
He picks up the satchel.
Plan A. We go down, identify it, get out in under an hour. Plan B. If it's still behind the door, we seal the threshold. Plan C.
He shakes his head.
I don't have one yet.
He turns toward the chapel. Stops.
You think like a strategist, Kenji, not a swordsman.
Mild surprise in his voice.
Hold on to that down there. The thing that took Harlan didn't take him by force. It took him by fascination.
He walks into the chapel and disappears. The stable smells like hay, horse, and iron filings. At the far end, crouched beside the last stall door with a handful of small tools spread on a rag, a young man works a latch mechanism with the focused intensity of a surgeon. Early 20s, wiry, sandy hair that looks like it was cut with a knife and not recently, quick hands. Marin was right about that. His fingers move inside the latch housing with the unconscious fluency of someone who speaks a language most people don't know exists. He doesn't hear me until my shadow crosses the stall door. Then he flinches. Full body, tools scattering, one hand going to a short knife at his belt before his eyes catch up to his reflexes. He sees me, the armor, the longsword, the purple dreadlocks. The knife hand drops, slowly.
Sorry, I don't...
He straightens up, wipes his hands on his trousers. A full head shorter than me and trying hard to look like that doesn't bother him.
Can I help you?
I lay it out. Adventuring party heading northeast. 2 days on the trade road, probably more. I need someone to carry gear, set up camp, keep eyes open, and most importantly, open things that don't want to be opened. Doors, locks, mechanisms, problem solving when steel won't do it. I ask him what the going rate is for that kind of work. His eyes widen at adventuring party, then narrow at open things. He's doing math, not the coin kind, the survival kind.
Look, that's...
He picks up a latch pin, turns it in his fingers. Nervous habit.
I fix stall doors. I don't adventure. I've never been in a fight. I don't even own armor.
He swallows.
And the trade road northeast. That's toward the forest where those things are. The ones that took the hunting dogs.
He shakes his head.
I heard what you brought back to the blacksmith yesterday. 6 eyes. I can't...
He's scared. Not of me, of what I'm asking him to walk toward. But underneath the fear, his eyes keep flicking back to the tools on the rag. The part of him that wants to matter fighting the part that wants to run. He steadies himself, looks at me directly for the first time.
What exactly is out there? And who else is going?
Fair enough. I respect the honesty. And the fear is real. I'm not going to push a man towards something that'll get him killed just because he's useful. Dangerous creatures, I tell him. I respect your decision to stay here in safety. How about this instead? You give me a 2-hour course on lockpicking, and in return, I'll bring you any neat curiosities I find out there. The relief is immediate, visible. His shoulders drop, the fear drains out of his posture, and something else fills the space. Interest. Professional interest.
Curiosities?
He turns the latch pin.
What kind of curiosities?
He catches himself, reels it back.
2 hours is a lot, and lockpicking isn't. It's not just poking metal into a hole. There's feel to it, tension, feedback.
He's talking faster now, the only subject that makes him feel tall.
Most people don't have the hands for it.
He looks at mine, the sword calluses, the size of them.
You might not have the hands for it,
He admits.
but I can show you the principles.
He crouches and unrolls a small leather wrap from his pack. 6 thin metal instruments, picks, rakes, tension wrenches, each slotted into its own pocket. Clean, cared for, the way Sarah cares for her sword,
First pick of whatever you bring back.
he says.
Not the valuable stuff necessarily, just the interesting stuff. Mechanisms, components, things that work in ways they shouldn't.
Deal. He starts with the stall latch, pulls it apart and lays the components across the rag.
Every lock is a conversation.
He says.
The pins are asking a question. The pick is your answer. The tension wrench is what holds the answer in place while you move to the next one.
He demonstrates on the stall lock. Pick sliding in, wrench applying pressure, a series of tiny, precise movements that look like nothing. The lock opens in 4 seconds.
Now you.
My hands are too big for this. I know it immediately. The pick feels like a splinter between my fingers. But somewhere between the 3rd and 4th attempt, something translates. Not the fine dexterity Rin has, but a different kind of feel. I learn to listen through the metal. The pin sets with a click I feel in my back teeth more than my fingertips. The stall lock opens. Ugly, slow, but open.
Huh.
Rin says. He wasn't expecting that. The padlock is harder. 4 pins, tighter tolerances. Nothing. My fingers cramp. The pick slips. 3 failed attempts in silence.
You're fighting it.
He says.
A sword pushes through resistance. A lock gives you the answer if you stop demanding it.
He takes it back. Not unkindly.
Simple mechanisms. Stall latches, cellar bolts, basic tumbler locks. You'll get through those. Anything more complex, you'll need more practice. Or you'll need me.
He hands me a small rolled leather wrap, not his main set. Spares. 3 tools. A hook pick, a rake, a tension wrench.
Keep them.
He says.
Bring me something interesting, Kenji.
The land around Duskfen isn't generous this time of year. The cold has stripped most of the color from the fields, and the forest edge is all brown bracken and bare branches. But I know how to look, or something in me does. Along the stream south of the village, where the water keeps the soil warmer, I find pale blue wildflowers growing stubborn and low against the bank. Delicate, 5-petaled. Further along, deep violet blooms tucked under an overhang where the frost hasn't reached. The color is close enough to my hair that I notice and almost laugh. I pick carefully. Enough for a decent handful. Blues and violets, stems long enough to hold together. The inn's common room is warm and half empty. Late afternoon light slants through the windows in long amber columns. Pip is behind the bar sorting clay mugs with the easy rhythm of someone who's done it 10,000 times. She sees me come in. The flowers register before the words do. Her hands stop and her eyes go from the wildflowers to my face. I cross the room and set them on the bar. You look exceptionally beautiful this afternoon. Color hits her cheeks. Fast. She picks up the flowers and turns them once. Fingertips on the petals. A small, involuntary smile she doesn't bother hiding.
You went picking flowers.
She says.
You, the man who killed a 6-legged monster yesterday with a hand axe.
She brings them to her nose. Breathes in, sets them down gently. I lean on the bar and lay out the rest. I know she'll get in trouble letting me stay another night for free. But I heard a rumor there's a very handsome bandit in town. If she hears a rustle at her door and it magically opens, he may come bearing gifts and an excellent foot massage, if she lets him stay the night. She stares at me. The smile breaks wide open, the kind that takes over a whole face and doesn't ask permission.
A bandit.
She repeats.
A bandit with foot massages.
She glances toward the kitchen. Her father's voice. Something about grain stores. She looks back at me.
Room 3 is unoccupied tonight. If someone were to happen across it after closing, I suppose I couldn't be held responsible for unlocked doors.
She finds a clay cup behind the bar, fills it with water, and sets the flowers in it. Places it on the shelf behind her where she'll see it all evening. Then she leans across the bar, close.
The story's better be even better than last night.
Her eyes are bright and entirely certain.
And my feet really hurt.
She straightens up, picks up her cloth, returns to wiping the bar with studied composure that fools absolutely no one. I find the clearing, the fallen oak at my back, the canopy overhead thinning toward evening. Private, quiet. The ember is warm. After 2 days, it feels less like a foreign object and more like an organ I was born with and am only now learning to use. I draw the longsword and start with what I know. Arcane edge, first. The current runs from my chest down through my arm into the steel. Silver white energy crawling along the edge. That struck wire hum filling the clearing. Yesterday, it lasted 10 seconds. I stop pushing and start feeding. The difference is everything. Pushing forces energy like water through a pipe. Feeding lets the ember breathe at its own pace. A slow, steady exhale instead of a shove. The silver light stabilizes, holds. The longsword hums in my grip like a living thing. 30 seconds, 40, a full minute. I swing. The infused blade cuts air with trailing luminescence. Silver arcs hanging for a heartbeat before they dissolve. The activation becomes near instant by the 5th repetition. Intention to ignition in under a second. The ember knows what I want before my arm moves. Blade ward is harder, it reacts. I can't practice a reaction without something to react to. I throw rocks at my own face. The first one hits my shoulder, hard, no ward. The second clips my forearm. A ghost of purple flickers and dies. The third I flinch from, and the magic doesn't bother showing up for a flinch. The problem is clear. Blade ward triggers on commitment. When the hand axe handle hit my shoulder yesterday, I wasn't afraid. I was testing. The rocks trigger the animal brain that says move, and moving tells the magic the threat isn't real. I drop a rock onto my upturned palm. Purple light flares and swallows the impact. But that's a parlor trick, not combat. Then I stop asking and listen. I sit cross-legged on the cold earth with the longsword across my knees. The ember is warm. I've been hitting it with requests all afternoon, and it's responded to some and ignored others. This time, I don't ask it anything. I just listen. And for the first time, it answers. Not in words, in feeling. A pulse that starts at the base of my skull and radiates outward, through my jaw, my collarbones, down my arms into my fingertips. The longsword resonates. The ground beneath me hums. For one crystalline moment, I feel the ember not as a thing inside me, but as a frequency I'm tuned to. Like a string on an instrument that's been vibrating my whole life, and I only just now pressed my ear to the wood. I feel its edges, its shape. It's bigger than I thought, much bigger. What I've been using, the infusion, the ward, is the surface, the shallow water, underneath. Something vast, patient, mine. Not ready, not yet, but there. The moment passes, the hum fades. I'm sitting in a dark clearing with numb fingers and a sword across my knees, and the absolute certainty that what lives inside me has no ceiling I've found yet. The ember settles back to its quiet burn, but warmer than before, like it's pleased I finally listened. I try fire next. The clearing is dark now. Stars through the canopy. I want something that burns. Light, heat, damage. The ember responds. a heat building in my chest, crawling down my arm. For one flickering instant, the edge of the long sword glows orange at the base, a wavering tongue of heat that throws my shadow against the fallen oak. Then it snaps back, recoils up my arm like a startled animal. My palm stings. The ember retreats to the base of my skull and sits there pulsing with what I can only describe as frustration. The power is there, I felt it, but the shaping, the architecture that turns raw force into a specific element, I can't hold it. Not tonight. Close. Closer than it should be. I try for night vision, pushing the ember upward into my eyes. The ember doesn't even acknowledge the request. Flat refusal. The same disinterest it showed when I tried to make a rock expand mid-flight. Whatever lives inside me has opinions about its purpose, and seeing in the dark is not on the list. It is a weapon. It enhances weapons. It protects from weapons. It does not do utility work. I sit in the dark and accept that the thing inside me has a personality, and it isn't changing tonight. I practice with the Flintstones next. The thought is simple. Arcane edge rides a blade, rides an axe, rides anything with a cutting edge. A sharp flint has an edge. The first stone is smooth, round. I focus. The ember reaches, pools in my palm and stays there, confused. A smooth stone has no edge, no direction. The magic has nowhere to drain. I throw it anyway, crack against the oak. No magic. Just a man who can throw hard. The second stone is a flint fragment, sharp, an edge. The ember catches. Silver-white light crawls across the stone like frost on glass. Not as bright as on the longsword, not as stable, but there. I throw. The flint hits the oak dead center. The silver light detonates on impact. A sharp crack that sends bark fragments spinning and leaves a scorched divot 2 inches deep. I stare at the tree, then at my empty hand. It works on edges. Give the ember a cutting surface and it will infuse anything I throw. The forest is cold, dark. The moon is up, and the things that hunt do it now because the dark is theirs. I should be heading back. I should be heading to Pip's door and the promised foot massage in a warm bed. Instead, I follow the stream north, looking for something that will try to kill me. Tracks within 20 minutes. Paw prints in the mud. 2 sets. Large. Canine. Wolves. Pushed south by something. Probably the hex crawlers disrupting the northern territory. The stream bends at a rocky depression. Moonlight cuts through a gap in the canopy and lights the hollow in pale silver. 2 wolves. Gray-furred. Lean. Hungry. One drinking from the stream. The other sitting on the far bank with its ears turning like dishes. The scanner finds me first. The sound it makes isn't a growl. It's a statement. The drinker's head snaps up. Both sets of amber eyes fix on me with the flat assessment of animals that have already decided I'm either food or a threat. They separate. One left, one right. Pack tactics. The left wolf lunges first, low, fast, teeth bared. It closes the distance in a heartbeat and snaps at my sword arm. I see the teeth coming and the purple light flares on instinct. Blade ward answering the commitment of real teeth, heading for real flesh. The bite hits the ward and skids, blunted to pressure instead of a tear. I keep my feet. The second wolf comes from my right while I'm processing the first. It finds the gap below my knee guard and bites. This one I feel. Pressure, bruising, teeth that should be deeper than they are, but are deep enough. I wrench my leg free. Stay standing. Barely. My turn. I kick dirt. My boot drags the stream bank and sends a spray of wet gravel and silt directly into the left wolf's face. Full recoil, head twisting, pawing at its eyes. Blind. I'm already turning. The ember ignites down my arm. Silver white fire along the longsword, instant, hungry. The right wolf is still at my knee, jaws releasing, head coming up. The long sword comes down in a single arc. The silver-white blade takes the wolf through the neck clean. The force detonation blows fur and mist in a ring. The head rolls into the stream. The ember surges, something new. A pulse of momentum, of more. The kill didn't end the movement, it accelerated it. My body is already turning, the longsword coming around, and the ember is pushing energy into the rotation like fuel into a fire. The blinded wolf is right there, pawing at its face. I bring the blade low, a vicious lateral aimed at its hind leg. The steel bites deep into the haunch, blood dark on gray fur. The wolf screams, its hind leg buckles. I step back. 2 paces. Stream at my side, rock at my back. Long sword up, waiting. The wolf thrashes, lunges toward where I was, not where I am. Guided by sound and fury. Teeth snap on empty air. I step forward. The pirouette happens without thought. Weight shifting. Hips driving the rotation the way they've always known how. The long sword extending outward in a silver arc, aimed at the wolf's collapsed side. The blade catches the wolf across the ribs, and the force detonates so hard the body lifts off the ground. It hits the stream bank and doesn't move. Silence. The stream runs. Moonlight on dark water. 2 wolves dead. I stand between them, chest heaving, blood running from my leg into the water. A borrowed sword, dirt in its eyes. That's what it took. I find a sheltered spot where the rock overhang meets the stream bank. Back covered, sight lines in 2 directions. I peel the leather armor away from the leg bite and wince. The teeth went deeper than it felt in the moment. I unwrap the medicinal herb bundle, those dark serrated leaves I foraged on my first day in this world, and press them against the wound. The antiseptic sting is sharp enough to make my eyes water. The bleeding slows almost immediately. I bind it with a strip torn from the hem of my undershirt and do the same for the forearm where the ward caught the first bite. Then I sit, 1 hour, back against cold stone, long sword across my knees, and the forest settling around me. Distant owl, wind through the canopy. The stream's quiet voice over stone, nothing approaching. Nothing hunting. Not right now. My body does what bodies do when you finally stop moving. The aches find me one at a time. The leg, the forearm, the shoulders, the deep exhaustion of muscles that have been running on the ember's fuel and are only now presenting the bill. But the rest helps. By the time the hour passes, the leg is stiff but functional. The forearm throbs but grips. Something essential has knit back together in the quiet. I gather sharp flint stones from the stream bed while I rest. 12 good fragments, sharp edges, good weight, flat enough to throw clean. I wrap them in wolf hide and tuck the bundle where I can reach it fast. I also take what I can from the wolves. 2 pelts, gray, thick winter fur. 4 canines, pried free with the hand axe. Not pretty work, but serviceable. Could be trade goods. Could be proof. The cougar almost gets me. I find its tracks 30 minutes later. Further north, deeper forest, massive paw prints, deep claw marks, something that drops from above. I spot it before it spots me. Barely. A shape on a thick oak branch 15 feet up. Tawny fur catching moonlight. Yellow eyes open and fixed directly on me. It was waiting for me to walk beneath it. I pull a sharp flint from my belt. The ember catches the edge. Silver white light in my palm. I throw. Long range. The stone streaks silver through the dark and cracks into the branch 6 inches left of the cat's shoulder. Bark explodes. Miss. The cat drops from the branch, 15 feet, silent, hitting the ground in a crouch that absorbs the fall like water absorbs a stone. Then it runs, at me, low and fast. I backtrack hard, pull another flint, throw. This one connects, catches the cougar in the shoulder, and the forced detonation punches through muscle. The cat screams, its front leg buckles, blood matting tawny fur. It stares at me with one compromised shoulder and the survival mathematics of a predator. I can see it calculating. The distance, the damage, the strange silver light that hits harder than any stone should. It turns. 3-legged. Fast, even wounded, gone into the undergrowth heading east. I let it go. The fight was mine from the moment I saw it first. That's the lesson. See them before they see you, open at range, and they're the ones making bad decisions in the dark. I lean against a tree, breathing hard. The cougar fight was fast, faster than the wolves, and I'm buzzing with the particular energy of a body that expected to get hit and didn't. But the fight replays behind my eyes, and I don't like what I see. I spotted it first. Opened at range, put a stone into it, did everything right, and it still closed 35 feet in a single bound before I could blink. If that had been a hex crawler, faster, tougher, 6 legs, the range game buys me 1 throw, maybe 2, then it's in my face. I need to be faster. I stop thinking. That's the key. That's what I realize. Every time the Ember has worked, it wasn't because I understood it. It was because I wanted it. Arcane Edge didn't happen because I studied infusion theory. It happened because I held a weapon and intended to kill something with it. Blade War didn't happen because I designed a shield. It happened because something was about to hit me and I refused to take it. The Ember doesn't speak intellect. It speaks me. Force of personality, raw, stubborn will. So forget the meditation, forget trying to architect something elegant. I run, full sprint, flat out. Not graceful, not tactical. Just a man running as fast as his body allows and wanting more. Gotta go fast, gotta go fast, gotta go fast. It happens on the 6th stride. Silver-white light detonates under my foot. Not a sustained glow, an impact. Each footfall triggering a burst of force against the ground. Not enough to crater the earth, just enough to launch. Each step kicks harder than my legs alone can manage. The force rebounds upward through my boots, my ankles, my knees, and suddenly each stride covers twice the distance it should. The forest blurs. The stream becomes a silver line. The wind hits my face like a wall, and the Ember sings down my legs in pulses. Strike, launch, strike, launch. Then it gutters. My next step hits plain dirt, and the deceleration nearly sends me face first into a thorn bush. I stagger, catch a tree, and stand there panting with my hand on bark and my heart trying to exit through my teeth. I look back at the trail. Footprints glowing silver in the mud, already fading. Each one deeper than it should be, spaced further apart than any human stride. I start laughing, alone in a dark forest with torn-up legs and a magic coal in my skull that just learned to be rocket boots because I was too stubborn to ask nicely. The bear is the last hunt of the night. I find it in the deep forest, north-northeast, past the wolf's hollow, past the cougar's tree, into old growth that doesn't want me here. The tracks are massive, 5-toed, deep-set, territorial markings scored into hardwood at shoulder height, fresh sap still wet. The den is a shallow depression at the base of a granite outcrop. The smell hits first, musk, rotten meat, a dark brown mass the size of a small horse, shoulders hunched, head down, sleeping. I creep close, 25 feet, pull a sharp flint. The Ember catches it instantly, 2 spell slots, both at once. One for the new trick, the stride. One for thunderous strike, loaded into the longsword. The Ember splits and I feel it fork. One channel pouring down through my legs, the other coiling along my sword arm. I run. The silver detonations kick off the frozen earth. 3 strides, 4, the trees blur. The bear's sleeping shape grows large and real and close. My hand finds the longsword mid-sprint and draws it in a single motion. I aim for the hind leg, the thick joint where power meets ground. Take that away, and 500 pounds of muscle can't chase me. The blade connects mid-stride. The longsword bites deep into the bear's rear haunch, and then the thunder detonates. The sound is enormous, a concussive boom that flattens undergrowth and sends birds screaming from the canopy for 100 yards. The bear's body lifts off the ground and slams into the granite outcrop. It roars, the sound shakes my ribs. I'm already gone. The arcane stride carries me back, 35 feet of silver-kicked sprint. The bear is surprised, confused, hurt. Its hind leg is a ruin of torn muscle and thunder-scorched fur. The momentum catches me. My last stride hits a root and my legs tangle. I pitch forward, hit the ground shoulder first, roll twice through frozen bracken, and slam into a tree trunk with my back, prone, on the ground, 40 feet from a very angry, very hurt bear. It heaves itself upright. The hind leg barely holds. It swings its massive head toward me, and the roar it unleashes is not a threat. It's a declaration, but it can't reach me. Not yet. 40 feet of frozen ground between us, and half its legs aren't working. It stands there swaying, bleeding, staring at me with black eyes that have already made every decision they're ever going to make. I shove myself upright. The tree at my back helps. My legs are shaking. Arcane stride, afterburn, cold, adrenaline, but they hold. I pull a flint from the bundle. The ember catches the edge, 40 feet, long range. I throw. The stone sails wide, silver streak arcing past the bear's shoulder and detonating against the granite behind it in a shower of sparks. Nothing. Miss. I step back, 15 feet, every foot I've got after standing. The bear comes, three-legged, that horrible dragging charge. Blood trailing behind it in a dark smear. One good eye locked on me. It closes 30 feet and stops, panting, 25 feet away. Not close enough, not yet. But the math is becoming clear. Its movement matches my backtrack almost exactly. I can't outpace it. I can't close to accurate range without it closing on me. And at long range, the throws aren't landing. I throw again, 25 feet. The flint streaks silver and goes wide, cracking into a tree trunk to the bear's left. The detonation showers bark. The bear doesn't flinch. It's past flinching. I backtrack. 30 feet this time, fast as my legs allow. The bear comes again. 30 feet of three-legged commitment. Same distance, same result. 25 feet, panting, swaying. The growl is weaker now, wet sounding. Something broken inside, but it won't stop. It won't turn. Whatever is keeping this animal upright isn't survival instinct anymore. It's something older and simpler. We're locked. The same distance, the same pattern. It can't catch me and I can't hit it. I could do this all night, except my flints are finite and every throw at this range is a coin flip I keep losing. The stones won't come to me, so I go to them. 10 feet forward, deliberate. The bear sees me step closer and something in its posture shifts. The shoulders bunch, the good eye widens. It thinks I'm charging. I'm not. I stop. 15 feet, normal range, flint in hand, ember catches. I throw with every ounce of will I have left. The stone hits the bear dead center in the chest. The silver-white force punches inward and detonates against the ribcage. Something cracks. Deep, structural, final. The bear's front legs buckle. Its head drops. One good eye finds me one last time. It doesn't roar, it just stops. 500 pounds fold sideways onto the frozen earth. One long exhale, fog hanging in the moonlight, and then nothing. I stand there with flint dust on my fingers and the ember fading from my palm. The longsword never left its sheath for the killing blow. My hands are shaking. Not fear, not cold. The after vibration of a body that just pushed itself somewhere new and is quietly recalculating what it's capable of. The ember burns, steady, warm, not smug this time, proud. I harvest everything. The bear pelt, thick, dark brown, winter heavy, 4 claws, 2 canines the length of my thumb, 2 haunches of meat wrapped in the wolf pelts I took earlier. I head south, heavy, aching, loaded down with the spoils of a night that started with 2 wolves and ended with a bear. And in between, I learned to throw lightning in a stone and turn my feet into weapons. The village is dead asleep. I stash the pelts and meat in the stable, slip into the inn like smoke, and steal a heel of bread, a wedge of hard cheese, and 2 strips of dried meat from the kitchen. The bandit's code. Take what you need, not what you can carry. I eat standing in the dark. Then I look at the stairs. Pip's room, the door handle, the lock. I kneel, pull Rin's spare picks from my belt, close my eyes. Every lock is a conversation. The pins are asking a question, lighter than you think, always lighter. I've been fighting all night. My hands have killed 2 wolves and a bear and thrown flint hard enough to crack bone. But the lock doesn't want force, it wants patience. I ease the tension wrench in, light pressure. The hook pick finds the first pin. I feel the set in my back teeth. The second pin is stiffer. I ease off the wrench, lighter, lighter, and the pick finds the angle. A tiny click. The wrench turns, the lock opens. I kneel there grinning in the dark like an idiot. Rin just earned his first curiosity and doesn't know it yet. Candlelight, low, almost gone. The wildflowers, pale blue and deep violet, sit on the windowsill in their clay cup, catching the last of the flame. Pip is curled on her side, hair loose on the pillow. She tried to stay awake. The candle says she tried for a long time. She stirs when the floorboard shifts, blinks, sees me.
You're late.
Then her eyes narrow.
You smell like, is that blood?
Bear. A long pause.
You fought a bear?
I promised a foot massage. Getting killed by a bear wasn't going to get in the way of that. She laughs, soft, sleepy, real, and pulls the blanket back.
Get that armor off. You're not getting blood on my sheets.
She sees the bandaged arm and the wrapped leg. Makes me sit. Unwraps the forearm with careful hands and rewraps it tighter, better.
You went hunting wolves and bears in the dark, alone, the night before you leave for something worse.
She finishes the wrap, holds my arm for a beat longer than medical.
You're insane, Kenji.
She says it the way people say things they've decided to accept. Her feet are cold when I take them in my hands. She flinches, then settles. The massage is slow, deliberate, and exactly as promised. She watches me from the pillow with eyes too awake now for sleep.
Tell me a story.
She says.
A real one, not the monster-killing ones you tell for ale.
The candle burns down. The flowers lose their color in the dark. The stories I tell her are quiet ones. Not about monsters or magic, but about the strange, uncertain feeling of waking up in a world you don't recognize and choosing to stay anyway. She listens with her hand on my arm. At some point, the words give way to silence, and the silence gives way to everything else. The ember burns low, the night passes. I close my eyes with her warmth against my chest and the steady pulse of something vast and patient humming at the base of my skull. And the last thing I think is that tomorrow I'm walking toward the thing that called a man by his name and took him into the dark. And the ember answers that thought the way it always does. It burns brighter. Ding. Level 3. The ember didn't just burn brighter this time. It expanded, like a held breath finally released, filling spaces I didn't know were empty. Kenji, human, speedster, sorcerer, swordsman. Level 3, Outlander, HP 21, AC 12, Initiative +1, Spell Attack +5, Spell Save D, C 13, Strength 15/+2, Dexterity 13/+1, Constitution 13/+1, Intelligence 9/-1, Wisdom 11/+0, Charisma 17/+3, Cantrips, Arcane Edge, Silver White Weapon Infusion, adds force damage to every hit, now reflexive, near instant activation, also works on sharp thrown projectiles, new, ranged capability, Blade Ward, Purple Reactive Shield, have 1 physical hit, 3 uses per rest, Level 1 spells, Thunderous Strike, on hit, expend a spell slot, target saves or gets knocked prone and takes thunder damage, Charisma Surge, expend a spell slot, add charisma bonus to any one roll, must be declared before rolling. Charm Person, 1 humanoid regards me as a friend for up to 1 hour, Arcane Stride, new, enhanced via Speedster perk, 12-hour duration, costs 1 spell slot, movement doubled while sprinting, no opportunity attacks while active, extra action per round while active, cannot use Arcane Edge on weapons simultaneously. Level 2 spells, new, Vampiric Daggers, new, summons 5 Shadow Daggers, throw 2 per action, quarter of damage dealt returned as healing, doubled by fast metabolism. Perk, Speedster, new, Effect 1, Arcane Stride enhanced, 12 hours, no opportunity attacks, extra action per round. The ember infuses every footfall as a weapon strike against the ground. Effect 2, Fast Metabolism, all healing doubled, hunger debuff triggers at 4 hours, the ember burns fast and demands fuel. Abilities, Arcane Momentum, kill an enemy with Arcane Edge active and I get 1 free bonus attack immediately after. Inventory, Longsword, Merchant Steel, well balanced, Hand Axe, melee or thrown. Leather Armor, Aldrich's Sons, Creature Claws, 2 of them, Iridescent Fluid Sac, Hexcrawler, Fibrous Tinder Root, Sarah's Map, Hexcrawler patrol locations and the Delve marked. Marin's Map, detailed, Trade Road, Brennick Farm, the Delve marked condemned. Rin's spare lockpick set, hook pick, rake, tension wrench. Sharp flintstones, 8 of them. Wolf pelts, 2. Gray winter fur. Wolf canines, 4. Bear pelt, 1. Dark brown, winter heavy. Bear claws, 4. Bear canines, 2. Bear meat, 2 wrapped haunches. Gold, 0. End of chapter 2.
This has been a Never-Ending Narratives production, The Sorcerer's Sword, written by Hero Protagonist. Thank you for listening. New chapters arrive weekly. Stay tuned.